I know Garfield would be really upset right now. He hates Mondays. Garfield does not like Mondays. How y'all feel about Mondays? It's the beginning of the week, family. We're in week 3. Lunch and News with Dotsale. Let's get into it. Yeah. We got 2 in the books. We're going into 3. Consistency is the key. I appreciate y'all. Everybody has been pulling up to the show, having lunch with us. We've had some really good meals too. We definitely stay switching it up. What y'all think we got for today? We're gonna start the week off all the way right. We're gonna start the week off all the way right. Y'all gonna like this meal today. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of those things. As we get into it, we're nearing the end of September. Shout out to Virgos. I think y'all are pretty much done. Are the Virgos done yet? Do y'all got like another day or two? All the Virgos had their birth. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to my happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday to Mrs. Terry. Shout out to my mom. Had another birthday today. I gotta do something for her. I don't even like. How do y'all feel? What do y'all feel about birth? Like, do y'all really get into the whole birthday thing? Like, I don't know. Like, cause even like if you think about it, like I don't think about holidays and birthdays probably the same way as a lot of people, but I do think that birthdays probably are the most important out of all the days that should be celebrated. But I'm more along the lines of you should celebrate when you accomplish something. So if you've accomplished something throughout your life in incremental process and like every year you accomplish something great, and I think your birthday's worth celebrating. But if you ain't did nothing for the whole year, I don't know if you should necessarily celebrate your birthday. So, you know, but I think after you get to a certain age, I think it should be celebrated no matter what. I think like age like 50, I'll go 55. Like you should celebrate your birthday no matter what. Because just making it to age 55 is pretty tough to do. There's a lot of things that could take us out permanently. I mean, many things. If you make it to 55, you've avoided your demise a lot. You've avoided your demise a lot. Like there's been so many opportunities for you to lose your life, and you made it to 55. That is very much an accomplishment. So shout out to moms. Happy birthday to you, and I'll see you later. But you know, one of the things that we got to talk about as we get into our opening monologue and, you know, what the show's about today, and we probably will go into a part 2 tomorrow on this because this will probably be a quick show. You know, we go into part 1s and part 2s depending on, you know, time constraints. Is we got to talk about criminals. Like, what happened to them? Like, and we're seeing a lot of different situations happening in the world right now, where we have like a lot of people that are basically showing no type of humanity to one another. There's no honor, there's no respect among any of us anymore. Like there's no morals, there's no standards anymore. And I think it's disgusting. You know, for me, like I've always grew up in an athletic background. And because of that, like I understand that even in loss, you have to be a good loser, but you have to be a good winner as well. You know, whether I lose or whether I win, you know, I always shake my opponent's hand and congratulate them for a good game. Even if it gets chippy within the game, we might trash talk to each other. We might say some things, and sometimes I might come out on the winning end and I, you know, did some things to them, possibly disrespectful, not over the top, because I'm really not like that. But however, the fact, like I may do things to my opponent that they may be really mad. They might want to punch me in the face over. They might want to, you know, see something really bad happen to me. And that's usually going to be just during the course of our competition. But after that, you shake your opponent's hand and you tell them good game, and, you know, you wish them great things moving forward. And we just don't have that just from a human standpoint. And, we'll go into that more probably throughout the week, because I think that's kind of going to be the theme of what's going on this week, because it's very strange. But just talking about the criminals, I mean, we used to have criminals that used to, have some type of code of honor. Like they were actually like highly skilled criminals. Like, I think about certain movies. I think about certain movies when that comes to play. And, I think actually we can, you know what? Let's do it like this. Let's get into lunch real quick, because I got to make sure I get y'all fed. Our lunch is going to be a very simple one. So let's actually get into the lunch real quick, and then we're going to go into the way that criminals have evolved into what we're seeing today, which is just pathetic, spineless, overly violent, and just miserable human beings that probably should be eradicated off of the earth just based off their decorum. But before that, we're actually going to get into having something to eat, because I got to get y'all fed, and we're a little bit late. So let me get y'all fed. We're going to get this done quick. Let's go into what we're going to have tonight, or this afternoon. What do we got? We're going to have falafels. What y'all think about that? Oh, I didn't want to do that. Hold on real quick. All right. You know what? Hey, let's do it like this. Let's go here. Now, I still got comments on from last week. Last week was crazy. Last week was crazy. The iPhone 17 situation, caused a little bit of controversy. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to get into lunch though now. All right. And we got a falafel wrap. Very simple, very good meal. You can have this vegan, plant-based, and you can also, add some different types of dairy products on it if you'd like to. I'm going to go ahead and have mine vegan, but y'all can switch it up as you like. Let's just watch, Yummy Addiction. Yummy Addiction has 522 subscribers, 522 subscribers on her channel. She is going to show us how to make a falafel wrap, and I think she even makes the falafels herself too, which is actually pretty cool. So let's look at this quick video, just about a minute long, and we'll be eating very, very soon. But let's check her video out. Go ahead and subscribe to Yummy Addiction on YouTube. Got some music in the back. We'll turn it down a little bit. All right, so she throwing the chickpeas in there, the red onions, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of cumin, lemon juice, parsley, salt, black pepper, and then we're just gonna mix that all up in the blender. Okay. These are our falafels right here. Add a little bit of flour on that, baking powder, some sesame seeds. Okay. Refrigerate for 1 hour. 1 hour. We're going to speed this up. We're not going to wait an hour. We're going to get it in like 1 minute. You want to ball them up to the right size. I actually like them a little bit smaller. They seem like they make the falafels too. Do y'all feel like they make the falafels too big on average? I be feeling the falafels be like, let me see. Golf ball. I think golf ball's a good size, but they make them bigger than that. Oh, then you got to fry them up. Vegetable oil, I'm assuming. You just coat lettuce, red onions, red cabbage. We like red cabbage. Cherry tomatoes if you'd like. Get your sauce on there. You're going to wrap it up. Yep. And that is it. That looks great. That was quick and easy to make. I like it. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? And then actually, you can make it with a lot of different types of breads. Some people use pita bread with it. I actually would probably go pita bread. I'm not even sure what type of bread that. I wish you would have said what type of bread it was. Anybody knows what type of bread that is, let us know. The bread looks kind of healthy. The wrap looks kind of healthy. You know what? I want a falafel wrap with a lettuce wrap. I think that would be really good. But that is our lunch for today. So let's definitely enjoy that. This is gonna start our week off right. We're gonna feel really healthy going into the week now. with this type of lunch, let's actually let's get all black and white. Let's go color now. Let's get a little bit more vibrant. Let's get a little bit more vibrant. But definitely enjoy your falafel wrap. Have as many as you like. We got plenty of them. Just take as many as you like. And let's go water. Let's go water with the falafel wrap. Let's just start the week off healthy. You know, nothing weighing us down. And as we progress throughout the week and we get some things done, then we can begin to maneuver into different meals as we move forward. So that is our lunch. Now, to continue on with what's going on with, you know, criminals and the way that they're behaving, I just think it's absolutely pathetic. And we're gonna look at a lot of these crimes. We're gonna look at probably within the last month, all the way up to even today and yesterday, with a lot of these crazy, brazen, violent, hurting other people. These crimes at this point just have they have no more moral values or anything like that. And I know some people are gonna say this. They're gonna say, well, Dotsale, like if you're a criminal, then it doesn't even matter. Like you have no. That's not true. And we're gonna prove it by looking at a couple of these movies right here, because if we look at movies like, well, let's go here. Let's look at Heat. If we remember Heat, right, and we'll click on Heat real quick. We'll just kind of glance at it a little bit. We got to be a little careful with this because a lot of copyright strikes involved with these type of. But we'll just look at a couple of scenes. If y'all remember the movie Heat, you see a criminal and a cop right here, right? And Robert De Niro sitting across from the cop. Al Pacino's there. Al Pacino was the detective on the case, and Robert De Niro, he was actually a criminal that heisted banks and took big heists, and you know, very well paid, very well organized, had a whole crew and got things done. Now, he knows, you see, Al Pacino, he knows that this is the cop pursuing him, right? And Al Pacino knows this is the criminal committing the crimes, but he doesn't necessarily have evidence. And De Niro understands that he doesn't have any warrant or any reason to arrest him. But they sat down from one another and had a conversation, knowing they absolutely hate each other's guts. But there was still decorum here within this situation, understanding that, yeah, we're going to end up coming to a point where we might have to kill one another. But at this point, we're going to sit down and see if we can work something out. And if there's no consequence to be made, we're not going to pull guns out and kill each other right here at the table. I'm not going to arrest you right here because I don't have any arrestable offense, but I'm just waiting on you to give me the opportunity. And he's saying, I'm never going to give you that opportunity. I'm always going to evade you. And if you look at a scene like this, it really encapsulates how criminals used to have some type of decorum in the way that they operated their crimes. And even a good detective understands that, you know, you have some type of respect for the criminal. Although you may think that criminal is detestable to you, you still have respect for the way that they operate with impunity, the way that they do their crimes. And we're not seeing that anymore, right? So this is a perfect example of what I'm communicating when I'm talking about how we've gotten to a point where there's just no more good-willed criminals. And even in this movie, Heat, there was a scene where they robbed an armored car and they weren't supposed to kill anyone. And one of the guys in the crew went rogue and started shooting and killing cops, right? And you know, cops are they're just doing their job. They're just responding. You're the one that started everything by committing the crime. So it's like you necessarily shouldn't be killing the cops that you know are coming to respond, right? If that's the case, you should have just killed them beforehand. So one of the criminals went rogue, took out one of the cops, and he was severely punished by the leader of the group, in De Niro, and basically they had to take him out because he crossed a line. We're robbers. We're not killers, right? There's two different things. We don't beat up old ladies and snatch their purse. No, we do it in a very, very strategic and meticulous way. We try not to get caught, right? And you can even look at games, and we'll continue to talk about this, but even games like Hitman on, you can get it on multiple platforms, but it's a video game. It's called Hitman. If you never played it, I suggest you play it. It's an excellent video game. There's multiple iterations of it. There's a long series of it. And in a game like that, you're actually given more prestige when you only assassinate your target and you don't run around creating chaos and killing innocent people on your mission to assassinate your main target, right? And even sometimes when you take out your main target, you do it in a respectful way, right? And you don't glorify or celebrate what you did to that person, right? It's just one man got the best of another man. It had to be done, but you still show some type of respect. Now, if we look at a few more of these movies, and we'll go through them a little bit more, we'll see that after looking at a movie like Heat, right, that there is absolutely strategic ways and measures that you should be committing crimes if you're a criminal, right? When we're seeing these smacks run around, a lot of times they're high. They're smoking crack cocaine. They're high on weed. They are running around drunk, snorting oxycodone. They're very sloppy. Their face is all exposed. They're getting caught. They're getting in shootouts. They're trying to speed away from the police, putting innocent people in danger. The mom just taking her kid over to soccer and got a van full of kids that she's transporting as a soccer mom. You crash into her car. You eliminate her and her kids, all because of your own selfish acts. These are the things we're talking about, where these criminals nowadays are completely disgusting, and I have zero respect for them. Now, the criminals that put in the work, they're strategic, they plan it out, they got everything, escape routes, because now these criminals are getting caught. I didn't know when it was to a point where you should be getting caught for your crimes. Like, the criminals they're so bad, they're getting caught at a high rate. They're getting caught on CCTV. And I got to go full screen for this because it's making me mad the more I think about it. Y'all ain't even good at being criminals no more. You can't get a regular job and you can't be a good criminal. What are we doing? It's unacceptable. And me personally, I know I have a bit different of a thought process in the way that I communicate and the way I think about things, but I look at it as far as anything. Anything you do in life, you need to be the best. If you want to be the best coder, you need to be the best coder. If you want to be the best DoorDash delivery person, that's what you need to be. Don't be upset that you accepted a DoorDash order and when you get there, somebody doesn't want to tip you. You accepted it. You do it at the highest level. Whether you know you're getting a tip or not, you still complete that order to the highest satisfaction. Everything you do in life, you need to do it to the highest level or don't do it at all. So I'm not taking anybody out of this conversation, although we're focused on the criminal aspect of things. Somewhat shock value included in that, but it doesn't matter. We have to be better as a human race overall. Now, we'll get back into it real quick. And don't worry, we still got our warm-hearted closer. We're going to get to that. We're going to end out on a positive note. But we'll just look at a few more movies. Ocean's 11 is one that stands out. Baby Driver. If y'all never seen Baby Driver, y'all definitely need to check that one out. That's a really good movie. I mean, I'm into heist movies, crime movies. You know, they're some of my favorite genre of movies. Let's see if we can find a couple. The Bank Job is crazy. Drive is good. What was the movie? I just watched it. It came out on Apple TV. What was it called? It was called Heist 88. Check out Heist 88. A lot of y'all got iPhones, so y'all probably, have some type of link to Apple TV. Check out Heist 88. The way that they work the banking system and were able to extract hundreds of thousands of dollars back before you had modern banking and you had to use telephones to get codes, and they were using switchers and tapping into the phones. They were hacking into the phone lines, getting a one-time code, transferring the money out into a separate account, and then replacing the money before the bank knew it was gone, and then ran off with like millions of dollars, got out of the country, and nobody even knew that the crime happened. Nobody got hurt. There were no fatalities. I mean, yeah, the bank lost a whole bunch of money. But at the same time, when you're committing these crimes, at minimum, what you should not be doing is hurting other people physically. Now, we can talk about different things like people's money being stolen, that being the same thing. But I'm looking at this from a whole different point. And that's been the overall theme of what we've been talking about at this point, before we get into all these crazy crimes that are going on throughout the United States of America specifically, and even throughout the whole entire world. But we're focused on the United States. Now, Ocean's 8, even the females got involved.
Stop.
You look at Ocean's 8, and actually, let's pull it up real quick. Let's pull up Ocean's 8. Let's go there real quick. Go Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8. Let's go to Ocean's 8. Sandra Bullock, right here. You see, all female cast right here. We got Sandra Bullock. We got Kate Blanchett, Anne Hathaway, Sarah Paulson, Rihanna. Shout out to Rihanna. I think Rihanna's about to have another kid. A$AP Rocky, he beat his case. The other A$AP tried to get him put in prison for years. He beat his case. Even the women said, you know what, we're gonna step up and show y'all how to be better criminals. And they even came up with a whole entire plot to steal, and did it very, very elegantly, and left no casualties within their crimes. Yeah. And then you look at, certain movies like, Die Hard, which was a little more graphic, and the evil villain in that one, he was a murderer and a killer. But we're looking at more things like, maybe like The Town, right? Fast Five, the Fast and Furious series was a good measure, right? Dominic Toretto and the gang, Paul Walker was going after him. They ended up becoming friends. And that's a perfect example. And I think we'll end it on that before we get into what's going on right now currently with all the criminals. Paul Walker, right? Brian, Vin Diesel, Dominic Toretto. I think everybody knows that series. Those two actually began with the cat and mouse game. And they actually went through different iterations where they were against one another, right? Or against one another. And then over time, they actually found such a respect for one another that they began to become friends, right? Because they understood that they can both respect one another, even though they're on completely different sides of the aisle as far as what they represent. So that just shows you that where we're at now, and I think we'll start with this story, it's just completely awful. Let's get into it. This is over in, let me slide this out the way. This is over in, what we got right here? California. One of the most crime-ridden states in America. It's almost its own, like California is almost its own country. With the electoral votes that they hold and just the different ways that they maneuver, different than the rest of the United States, you can almost just put them in their own separate category. But here you got it right here where we can see how this scene is starting to shaping up. It looks like this car is gonna back into this jewelry store, and you got this old man right here, 88 years old. 88 years old. He lived 88 years old for some losers to come in, break into a shop, and try to kill him so they can steal some jewelry that's not even worth anything. Like, honestly, jewelry has no value to me personally. Is it cool to wear here and there? Cool. But does it actually have intrinsic value? No, it doesn't. at all. Period. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that jewelry has value. I'll wait. Let's get into the story.
Tonight, San Jose police searching for the more than 15 men caught on this surveillance video, violently robbing an 88-year-old man and his jewelry store. Watch as this gray SUV pulls up in broad daylight, then speeds in reverse, smashing right through the glass storefront. Within seconds, 3 more cars pull up, and the suspects rush inside Kim Hung Jewelry. Police say at least one of them had a firearm. Once inside, the suspects, disguised in hoodies, masks, and gloves, are seen smashing the displays, grabbing merchandise, and pushing the elderly store owner to the ground, stepping over his body as they grab even more. His niece finding him outside the store minutes later with open wounds from shattered glass.
Oh my God, it's all blood. It's all blood.
He was taken to a hospital where doctors said he had suffered a stroke. His son, also inside the store, was not injured. San Jose police say the suspects fled in multiple vehicles before they got to the scene, and they have yet to identify anyone in these videos.
This has become a regular occurrence.
Community leaders standing in solidarity with the family, calling for a crackdown on smash and grab offenders.
This is very scary for every small business that owns a shop. And for a lot of them, this is
That's happening everywhere. We need to get that Prop 36 funding that the governor was supposed to do. And
look at this.
$1,000 in damages alone.
And the reason I'm moving past these people is because they're not even, I mean, there's probably a couple of them. I'll give credit to a couple of them, but y'all appointed a lot of these people. And I'm talking about on a local level, you know, your councilmen, your mayors, those type of people, the aldermen that may be there. Like, these are the type of people that can actually start to implement, preventing a lot of these things from happening. Maybe not prevention wouldn't be the case, but making sure that these people don't reach the streets again after they are caught at some point, which a lot of them are because they're incompetent fools when it comes down to doing it. I mean, anybody on earth can just have no type of skill set, whatever, and just ram a car through a window and just start beating up old people and stealing stuff. But it takes a very clever hand to maybe, you know, go in there, sleight a hand trick, have a fake ring, talk to the guy, already have done your research to find a ring that's similar, that's not real, with a cubic zirconia rock in it, and, you know, do one of these, and all of a sudden you give them back the fake one and you done slid the real one down your arm sleeve. Right? Like, you know, a little bit of skill involved, not just ramming your truck through firearms. Fully crowded parking lot of people watching you jump out of the car in all black. Now, a bystander could come, try to save the day. All of a sudden, he's trying to hold guys at gunpoint. Then another guy comes over there, guy with the firearm starts shooting at him. Then it's chaos. Then you got kids there. Bullets are flying. The police come to respond. Every chaos. Tens of people could be hurt during the whole situation. But in this situation, you got it right here.
The family estimating the thieves caused at least $100,000 in damages alone.
$100,000 in damages.
A smash and grab devastating a family business.
Just knocked the old man down. Like, what kind of human beings are these? These are disgusting animals.
In damages alone. A smash and...
You're disgusting.
Dollars in damages alone.
It's unnecessary. He's defenseless. He don't even have a shirt on, it looks like. Bro is out there literally naked. You know he don't have a firearm. He don't got a weapon. Why you got to toss him down like that? He could die. He's 88 years old. You gonna kill him for some jewelry? Like, what are we doing? Now, at 88 years old, he should be able to not be in a situation where he's going to be swindled. He should have 88 years of experience. So if you go in there, you know, maybe run a fake credit card through his machine or something, and he ain't able to realize that the ID don't match up or something like that, that's different. But this is absolutely disgusting behavior. And I 100% am against anything like this in all circumstances. I want every last one of them to be put in jail for a significant amount of time. Whenever you start harming or putting the public in jeopardy, you don't deserve any leniency at all. Yeah. Yeah, CP, it's heartbreaking. That's a great way to put it. It's heartbreaking. You're 100% right. And look, we're seeing this progression where it's only getting worse. I know a lot of times we look back into the past and we say, well, people were more, they were better strategists back in the day, right? We didn't use and we thought more because we didn't have AI and, everything to automate everything for us. So we were a little bit more strategy based. Now it's not even no strategy. They all got high before they left. They all drank a 40 ounce, did some cocaine, got hyped up and just decided to back a stolen SUV through the window and knock down an old man. But we got about 6 more of these to get through. Let's finish this one up. This one hurts though. This one sucks. I had to lead off with this one because this one was the worst. Let's see if they caught any of
smash
these
and
people.
grab devastating a family business. They say the owner may never return to.
Don't think he's coming back. Absolutely no.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, incredible. Nobody was killed in that kind of robbery there. Morgan joins us live from L.A. Morgan, any update on how that elderly gentleman is doing right now?
Yeah, Tom, family members say that he is out of the hospital, is recovering at home. They say that their grandfather is strong. However, he was so traumatized by what you watched happen on that video that he doesn't know if he's going to even be able to return to that business. They tell me he's been running for more than 4 decades. In the meantime, Tom, I'm told that local business owners are planning on meeting with San Jose police tomorrow to discuss how to better crack down on these crimes, just like this one.
Yeah. You're just now doing that. They've been doing this. The flash mobs have been running wild for years. Years. The flash mobs have been running wild. Hopefully he makes a full recovery and get back right mentally. At 88 years old, you don't deserve that. Now, I'm sorry that happened to you. Absolutely. Let's keep on moving. Burglar smashed in a Louis Vuitton store 9 days ago. Where's this at? This is in Chicago.
A crash and grab at a Chicago Louis Vuitton store captured on cell phone video.
After a pickup truck crashes through the glass, you can see a number of people dressed in dark clothing jump out of several vehicles and run into the luxury store. Moments later, they run out with stolen items and to get into the vehicles before speeding away. Police say 2 of the getaway vehicles were involved in crashes afterwards. In fact, one of them killing an innocent driver. In all, 7 suspects were taken into custody.
They got all 7 suspects. Now, I'm going to guess, when did this happen? This was 9 days ago. I bet at least half of them are back on the streets, and that's the problem. Let's keep going. We're not done.
2 men and a woman are in handcuffs after police say they tried to rob a jewelry store at a Sugarland Mall. We go on the ground of the daylight heist. Thank you for joining us. I'm Corley Peel. Bill Barajas has the night off. Officers were called to the scene earlier this afternoon at around 1:30. The call came in from First Colony Mall along the Southwest Freeway near Highway 6. From there, 2 of the robbers led a chase after running away. Our Bill Spencer is at the Sugarland Police Department where those suspects are being held. Bill?
Yes, Corley, confusion, chaos, and a lot of very shaken Saturday afternoon shoppers today at the First Colony Mall in Sugarland when at about 1:30 this afternoon, 3 smash and grab robbers ran into Daniel's jeweler store and began smashing out display cases using just regular everyday hammers. They smashed their way through 2 glass display cases, stealing watches, necklaces, chains, earrings, that kind of thing, completely cleaning out 2 different display cases. From there, they ran through the crowds of people who were shopping there at the mall, made their way to the exit door and out into the parking lot. But luckily, Sugarland police were on the scene within a matter of moments and were able to get a very good description of the vehicle these people were traveling in. And they were able to catch all three suspects on the feeder road less than a half a mile away, right in front of Houston Methodist Hospital. The driver of that vehicle was arrested right there at the car. His two accomplices were able to run away, but police chased them down and arrested them as well. So right now, we have 3 people in custody, 2 men, 1 woman, all of them charged with robbery. And I'll tell you what, the people who watched this happen were very impressed with how Sugarland police handled all this.
I'm glad the police got them. I'm glad the police got them. Being from New York, the criminals have the rights. So here in Texas, it's nice to see that what's right has the rights and the police have the rights.
So right now, live in front of the police department, behind me right now, those 3 suspects are now being processed, photographed.
Just complete disgust. You ran into a mall and just began striking glass displays with a hammer, stealing everything, got no type of exit plan, no type of strategy. I mean, I would respect it if you were like, yo, how about, we find the schematics of the building, right? Figure out a way that we can get in there overnight, maybe have some actual skill like safe cracking or something like that, maneuver in when nobody's in the building, maybe just one security guard that we got to avoid, disable the security system, break into the safe, get the jewelry, escape out before the sun rises. They come in, everybody's wondering what's going on with question marks floating over their head like a cartoon character. But nah, you go in there, a mall full of kids, children, playing around, innocent people, old people, infants, and you just ravage the whole mall, make everybody feel unsafe, put everybody in danger, and then after all that, you immediately get caught and go to jail. Like, are you fools? Like, I just don't get it. What happened to the creativity with us as humans? It's completely irresponsible. We got more to get to. And we gotta shorten this one up. So we're gonna get through, I think we'll go through at least let's go through 2 more at least. Let's go through 2 more at least. Is this the same one? Oh, it's a different one. Let's go to this one.
And more crime in another community. A punk rock music store in Long Beach is struggling to stay open after a string of break-ins there. The thieves making off with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise in just a matter of minutes.
John Fanolio was in Long Beach today with more on that story.
So dumb, Lola. So dumb.
Judge my physical and mental, my physical as well as my mental fitness.
So dumb.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
I think I probably have a much higher IQ than you do, I suspect.
Hey, good evening, everybody. These break-ins keep happening at this punk music store, and now the owner says she's worried she won't be able to keep her doors open much longer. Surveillance video shows thieves armed with a hammer smashing through the front door of a Long Beach business, a getaway car waiting outside.
And they knock out the glass in the front door, and then they come in and they basically just start grabbing as much as they can.
Lindsay Shaver is the owner of Dead Rockers, a truly unique punk rock store that sells vinyl, clothing, handbags, and lots of other cool collectibles. She's been in business for over a decade, but in the last 2 years, she's been burglarized 4 times.
They actually make a couple trips in and out to a minivan, a Honda Odyssey van.
That was Wednesday around 4 in the morning. The thieves ransacked her store located on the 1000 block of East Wardlow Road, stealing thousands of dollars in merchandise. Lindsay says police responded 45 minutes after her alarm sounded, but by that point, the crooks were long gone. What are police telling you?
They're getting about 4 to 5 calls per night of break-ins, burglaries in just North Division Long Beach alone, and they're struggling to deal with it all.
She says the repeated damage to the store, the thousands in lost merchandise, the insurance claims, and just the stress of it all are making it hard for this sole business owner to keep operating in Long Beach.
I've definitely thought about it, which is hard because we love it here and it's where we've been for over a decade and we love the community here, we love the people here, but it's really frustrating. 4 times in 2 years is excessive, so yes.
Yeah, and I'll just say one thing. I'm not victim shaming here, but you know, you're in Long Beach, California. I just know that, you know, many of the houses out there have something that are called burglar bars. If you're not, you know, in those areas and you don't really understand what's going on, they'll put bars over their windows to make it a lot more difficult for thieves to make their way in. I would just think that, you know, although it makes your store look a little more tacky, I don't know if tacky's the word, it makes it look a little more depressing probably to have burglar bars over your door, or maybe even have, like, you know, after you close your store, you can put down the protective shield. You know, you kind of got the shield that you pull down. I don't know what it's called. Somebody help me out if you know what it's called. And you can protect your store when you're not there a little bit better and make it harder for them to get in. Because if you just got a sheet of glass there, I mean, that's not really going to prevent criminals. But even in this case, they're just grabbing whatever. They ain't even looking for high ticket items. They're grabbing shirts that probably cost like $9. And it's like, what are you doing it for? Like, you're risking your whole life for clothing, one of the things that have the highest markup on the planet. Like, clothing, like, literally, when you buy a shirt that costs $20, it probably makes that clothing manufacturer, I mean, the clothing manufacturer more than likely is paying, like, say $20 shirt, they're probably paying like $2 to $3 tops. And then when you sell these items, you're getting like 70% off of what the item actually costs. So it's completely ridiculous. And for me, you know, I just don't understand it. Like, if you're gonna go, like, at least go to the top level. Like, stealing into a clothing store is just stupid.
4 people are behind bars accused of crashing a car into a Modesto jewelry store before robbing it in broad daylight.
And tonight, the search is on for more than a dozen suspects in the case. Modesto police are now saying the same.
Yeah, at minimum, bulletproof glass. At minimum, bulletproof glass. And what is it? Plexiglass would work too, right? Plexiglass is similar, very difficult to break into. That's if you want to just, you know, keep the glass there. Like, you don't want to go at the burglar bars. You don't want to, you know, cover it up at night. At least that's really going to thwart them. And then by the time they're even getting ready to break in there, a lot of times alarms went off. They got much less time because it's much more difficult to get through that. If you could just got like regular glass there, like, it's over. There's really no barrier to entry at all.
The same group is linked to similar robberies from the Bay Area to Beverly Hills.
ABC 10's Gabriel Porras has the details.
It all started with this crash Sunday afternoon. And within just 60 seconds, more than 20 masked robbers run into and out of side.
Hey, look, they tried, though. They got the bars up on their joint. And the criminals just said, we just gonna steal a car and ram right through the bars. And it looks like the business is it's $5.49 on a Sunday. Is the business even, did they even need to do that? Couldn't they just open the door and walked in? It makes it seem like it's harder to commit the crime at this point. Your door is like lodged behind that pillar now. So when you try to pull backwards, you're gonna rip the passenger side door off. Like, these people have no type of brain cells left in their mind. I gotta believe, like, and I don't know if it's drugs. I don't know if it's just pure stupidity. But what are we doing? Like, y'all ain't even got the reinforcement bar on the front of the vehicle. Like, y'all ain't grab a Ram truck or nothing like that. Like, to get in there, you driving, that's like a Chevy Cobalt. Like, that car probably ain't even gonna pull off afterwards. And a lot of times they create more damage than the actual items that they get. Like, they'll cause like $15,000 worth of damage to the store and they'll steal like $2,000 worth of goods. Just idiots.
Jewelers off Sisk Road, some with hammers in hand, one suspect slipping on a shard of glass on the way in. Another commanding the criminals to work faster. Getaway cars waiting for the group eventually speed off. Police only able to stop one of them.
That many people?
We showed the video to Rajesh Singh.
This is not safe to the community at all. This is really, really bad and ridiculous.
He and his wife were hoping to get their jewelry fixed Monday, but instead walked up to boarded windows.
It's not really helpful to the business guys. So I don't know how long they will be closing down, and they will be losing their business for certain days or time, whatever time it will be closed.
From broken glass on the ground to skid marks, the damage here is still fresh. It's also shocking.
They said the criminal slipped on a piece of broken glass. Come on, man. Come on, man. This is... These are the type of criminals we're dealing with. Hey, we about to go hit this store. We gonna steal the worst car that we could possibly steal to try to... The car ain't even gonna make it all the way through the door because you're so stupid. And then we ain't even gonna realize that it's gonna be a lot of glass on the ground. And we're gonna try to run across it, and we're gonna slip and fall like we fell on the banana peel, like a stupid cartoon character. And then we ain't even gonna get the high price items. What else we got? We got two more. Let's get through these last two. This is crazy. I'm at a loss for words.
Employees of the Sun Valley Mall in Concord are calling for more security after a smash and grab ended with an employee getting pepper sprayed.
It is not the first time the mall has been a target either. We want to bring in NBC Bay Area's Valina Jones with what's going on.
That smash and grab robbery rattled customers and mall employees, with businesses quickly closing their gates to prevent the suspects from targeting any other stores. And tonight, the kiosk that was targeted is still closed for business.
That's what I was thinking, gate.
It all happened in a matter of seconds. Video posted on the website claycord.com shows 3 masked suspects dressed in...
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't even think they're robbing real jewelry. Most of the time, the kiosks in the middle of the mall, they only sell fake jewelry. If it ain't like K's or Shane Co., you know, or Tiffany's, something like that, like, it ain't even real jewelry. They got a buy one, get one 50% off sale right there. Real jewelry stores don't even offer that. Real jewelry stores don't offer deals like that. They're stealing fake jewelry and they think it's real. That's how dumb they are. I'm going to say at least 90% of the kiosks that are just in the middle of the mall, you just walk through, like, and they're right there and they just got a booth and it's a dude sitting there on his phone. He ain't even paying attention. They paying him like $7 an hour just to sit there and probably get a few sales a day. He just doing this. They just selling fake jewelry. The chains be like $75. And you could wear it for like a month and get away with it until it starts to turn colors and then it's over with. They ain't even stealing real jewelry, y'all. Family, this is insane.
In black, using what appears to be sledgehammers to smash display cases at the Jewelry Time kiosk inside the Sun Valley Mall.
I was panicking. I was shocked. I wasn't shocked when it was happening, and my coworker, she was just like telling me, like, oh, go grab your key, like, go close the gate.
The smash and grab happened around 2 p.m. Wednesday. Witnesses say one of the suspects also pepper sprayed a man working at the kiosk before they got away with an unknown amount of jewelry. Ivan Jang works nearby and says his store hired their own security after a string.
Hey, even the news knew it. Even the news knew it. They said they got away with an unknown amount of jewelry. Usually they'll tell you the price. Remember the first story we seen? They had the price, over $100,000 of jewelry, over $100,000 worth of damage. They ain't say that in this one. They wasn't like they got away with $60,000 worth of jewelry. They just said they got away with a lot of jewelry. Yeah, jewelry's very subjective. It can be real or it could be fake. This is crazy.
String of thefts.
And it happened to us too. You know, we've had a lot of our hoodies and items on shelves, and people came in and cut our stuff and took everything. So It's just hard.
The three thieves ran out of the mall, jumping into a waiting getaway car, and then almost hit private store security guard Lisa O'Coin.
Flipped me out with both fingers, which are my index fingers, and I was like, okay, bye. And then didn't know that they just committed a crime, and then almost, I'm just like, people, God's gonna get you.
Yeah, because you ain't gonna get them, Lisa. I'm gonna be honest with you. You need to be careful. And I know they ain't outfit you with a gun, so it's like you did the right thing by just being like, peace, you can go ahead and leave. Because like, bruh, you're physically, from a physical standpoint, you're gonna be pretty much at a deficit trying to go up against brazen criminals, which are mostly men, and you're gonna be in a very dangerous situation. So, you know, definitely get on the line and call the cops immediately. But I'm glad that you did not try to struggle and fight with the criminals and take them down, because it could have went bad for you.
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
I gotta tell you, look, Lisa, hey, listen, I'm just trying to help you. I don't want nothing bad to happen to you, and I mean that sincerely. All right? I mean that 100% sincerely. But the criminals looked at you and they said, this is not worth us getting into a gunfight or trying to pursue her. And, you know, they got up out of there. All right, let's get into the last one. We got one more. We'll do one more. I got like 10 more of them, but we can't get through all of them. So we're going to go to this last one, all right?
Able to make off with thousands of dollars worth of merchandise, not to mention the cash box.
Local 10's Aaron Mabin was able to speak with the owner. And Aaron, this owner, no doubt upset about all of this going down.
Absolutely. And he said, you know, I wish.
You bring up a good point, CP. You bring up a good point. And we got to account for this. How many of these businesses are actually, because these criminals are complete idiots. So how many of them are actually just involved in an insurance scam, and they're trying to figure out a way to get from up under their dying business and scam the insurance company to actually just get that payout, and that's actually what's going on here. I would have to think like a good percentage of these, because at the rate that we're seeing these crimes happen, a lot of people are probably like, they can just, because a lot of them are real, so you can definitely mix in some fake ones, get that payout. Beforehand, you probably swap out some of the real jewelry. You know, you already done fenced that, got rid of that. You replaced it with the fake jewelry. You got it on camera that they're stealing a whole bunch of items, which really is just a fake jewelry. And then all of a sudden, you're getting the payout. You got the real jewelry. You doubling up, tripling up. You might be onto something. You might be onto something. We might have to deeper dive into that and see what's going on. We got to get some follow-ups on these stories. You might see some of the owners, you know, facing criminal charges later on down the line. Especially how dumb these criminals are. They're going to get caught. Most of these guys are going to get caught, if not for this, later on down the line.
Wish these people would step into my shoes. This business started not long ago from absolutely nothing. It has grown into a bustling business in this neighborhood, and he wants people in this video caught.
I don't know how to feel after what happened.
Surveillance video shows a brazen burglary. Thieves pounding glass and metal to break into Kicked Up Miami last Sunday morning.
And I went to see my cameras live, and I see the people.
Store owner Axel Rosario helplessly watched from his phone as thieves carried clothes out of his West Miami store.
Yeah, and I lived like 15 minutes away. By the time we got here, you know, it was too late.
Rosario says it took the group around 3 minutes to smash, grab, and go.
It was over 180 pieces of clothes, valued at like $40,000 to $50,000.
Like, man, put yourself in our shoes.
Rosario says it reminds him of a similar burglary over the summer. Thieves dressed in similar clothing, armed with bins, burglarized a Pembroke Pines store. Police haven't confirmed if the crimes are connected.
That's just too easy to get into. I gotta fault the store owners for this. Like, I mean, come on, man. Like, nobody's afraid of a sheet of glass. It should not be this easy. Just look at this. Let's just look at it real quick. We're gonna slow it down. Let's go real quick. Let's go playback speed. Let's just slow this down. Is that faster or slower? Let's go slower. Let's just watch this one real quick.
The summer.
Look how easy he gets in. The ATM's right there. I would have took the ATM if I was the criminals. I don't even think they took it. They are heavy as hell. He just taps the glass. He dropped the hammer. He threw the hammer through the... Bro, these people are numbskulls. This is what you call a numbskull, bro. He tapped the glass and the whole hammer flew out of his hand. And he just hit a little sheet of glass to get in there. All right, let's go back to regular speed. Should speed it up, actually. Go back to normal.
Police haven't confirmed if the crimes are connected.
Steal what they can as fast as they can.
Rosario says his store gives back to the community and helps with his mother's fight against stage 4 cancer.
I'm the one that pays for her medications. I'm the one that pays for her treatments.
If you could speak directly to the people who did this, what would you say to them?
Work, just like we all do. You know, like you don't need to go out and steal.
And we'll leave it there. And shout out to him and his business partner. I'm assuming they look like they're probably family. Shout out to these two. I think they're doing it the right way. And they look to be relatively young. And that's what we want to see. And, you know, I think it's frustrating that, you know, you can't even do the right thing without being penalized for it. But you got the criminals committing crimes against people in their 20s all the way to people that are 88, and it's completely insane, and it's just ravaging through the world right now, and I don't know where we stop at. Yeah, definitely 100%. But my thing is like that. My thing is this, and this is the question that we're gonna leave this with. This is the question we're gonna leave it with. Now, in this. You know, Lola, what you're saying, definitely more than reporting. So this doesn't actually apply to the scammer retailers, right? But the question is this. Besides the scammers that need to have a brick and mortar store so they can go ahead and have fake robberies happen so they can get insurance payouts, should retailers just move to completely online? Because it's very difficult for thieves. I mean, I guess then they're going to just try to move to warehouses and stuff, but those are going to be a lot easier to keep secure, right? As far as warehouses. And, you know, at that point, you don't really have to worry about thieves committing these crimes anymore. Now, here's the problem. It starts to really impact the local community, people that, you know, don't have the means. But, I mean, technically now, you can pretty much get anything online. I think we all probably use some type of Amazon site. Some people hate Amazon, but they'll use other ways to get their deliveries. So my thing is just this. Like, are we going to move to completely online at some point? Because even these kids right here, they can really, I mean, they're young. They understand the concept of online sales. And I'm pretty sure they have an online store where they do probably a lot of their business as well as from their store. So... You know, I don't really know what's going to happen at this point, but it's completely insane. But that is absolutely the question right now. Should retailers just only sell online, right? And I don't know, family. It's pretty bad right now. It's pretty bad. And this is absolutely just part one. I think we're going to go deeper into this. I want to look at some different angles of all of these different crimes that are happening as far as smash and grab, but the overall theme of it is that criminals have no values, no morals, they don't have any strategy anymore, and they're just disgusting human beings. And we need to start bringing back some decorum into the crime world, all right? At least if you're going to do crime, do it with some type of sense of responsibility involved, right? Because crime's going to happen no matter what, but the criminals need to step it up. Y'all are just losers now, 100%. All right. Let's take a deep breath. Yeah, Amazon, eBay. Yeah, 100%. That's what we need to start using. And, you know, we actually did a story, I think, what was it, last week, Thursday, where, you know, the porch pirates are out in full effect, where this woman took, like, a kid's mattress, which was completely insane. So I got on the porch pirates too. I think they're despicable human beings, because when you steal from the U.S. mail, like, it's kind of like Stealing mail and packages from people's houses, to me, is similar to going up to the water tower of your city and putting poison in there. It hurts everybody, including yourself, including your family. Your mom could be waiting on her Social Security check and get it stolen, but you're stealing people's mail, which is like the same way as robbing an old man at a jewelry store that's there mainly by itself with no shirt on. We're going to go into our positive story of the day, and we're going to end on a good note because I think that's absolutely important. After seeing all this craziness, we have to end on a positive note. So we are going to get into our warm-hearted story of the day. And for this one, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to pull up to the zoo, the Minnesota Zoo. I'm in Minnesota. The Minnesota Zoo, I've been there plenty of times. Very good zoo. Although, some people might have different views on zoos and the way animals are treated. But nonetheless, this story is a good idea of how zoos can operate. Let's check it out.
Well, there's some good news about a mother-son pair at the Minnesota Zoo, proving that a mother's love can come from all sorts of places. NBC's Kate Snow has more.
To most of us, they look like any mother-son pair of horses frolicking in a pasture.
This gonna be a
Merritt,
twist.
an
Watch
Asian
this, y'all.
wild horse was born back in May, but immediately the staff knew something wasn't quite right. Dr. Annie Rivas is the chief veterinarian for the Minnesota Zoo.
He was having trouble walking and keeping up with mom. So we knew by the time he was about 3 days old, he was not going to fix this on his own, and we were going to have to intervene.
They made the difficult decision to separate Merritt from his birth mom and put him in a horse hospital. But when he returned after treatment, his birth mom no longer recognized him.
His mom was a first-time mom, and she was not sure what he was at that point, and so she told us pretty quickly she didn't want anything to do with him when he came back.
For a while, the zoo staff rotated shifts all day and night to care for Merritt, but what he really needed was an equine mom. And then they happened to see a Facebook post about a horse named Alice who'd recently lost her own foal and would love to nurse another.
Horses are very social, and this mom was grieving her little one, and this...
Y'all don't realize how smart horses are. I mean, some of y'all probably do. I think most people don't. Horses are very smart and very personable creatures.
Opportunity to be a foster mom would give her, still that experience to be a mom, help her fill this need that she feels.
And on the flip side, Merritt really needs a mom in that moment.
He definitely does.
How did it go when Alice met Merritt?
It was like they'd known each other their whole lives. She didn't look back. She, nickered at him, recognized that he was a baby, called him, and he went right up to her.
It was like instantaneous.
Yes.
Animal instincts kicked in. It didn't matter that they're from different species. Merritt is an Asian wild horse and Alice is an American pony.
Let me stop it right there. And the reason why I want to go to animals, and we're just in a weird time within America specifically, but I guess probably all around the world where we're all divisive against each other. Or, I don't know, you're like from here and I'm from here. You're black, I'm white, I'm Asian, you're Mexican. You don't understand me. I'm a migrant. You're not a migrant. I'm even horses can figure out the difference and understand that we're all just living creatures and we should start to probably help each other out and respect one another. And here we are with two horses that are not even from the same tribe. And now all of a sudden we have these horses here where one mother horse adopts a baby horse that was exiled by her biological parent, and she just lost her horse daughter. That'd be a pony? What's a horse daughter called? And here they are coming together and actually finding out how important it is and how much better that they are together than they are apart. I mean, this almost like chokes me up a little bit. As Dotsale, a person that is rarely emotional and very logical, I can't help but feel the emotion here, and I don't even get this from human stories very often. And it's completely insane that that's the case. So for me to see animals act this way and be more like how humans should be, and humans acting like animals in the street, destroying one another, hating one another over nonsense. I think this is absolutely a story that more people need to look at and learn from. And this is absolutely gorgeous.
Alice has been teaching Merritt how to be a horse and how to respond to his herd. A lesson there for all of us.
You know, this little baby, different species, not the baby she knew. And she didn't worry about all the differences. She just worried about the things that were the same between them. And I think that's a good reminder for us anytime we have it.
Kate's.
It's a good reminder for us. And look how much that horse like needed that mom. Like, and honestly, that horse might not have made it just from being heartbroken from having his biological mother just basically show nothing but anger and vitriol towards the young horse. And it is crazy that, you know, we see this, but this also gives us a lot of hope when we see stories like this. And it was absolutely incredible. So this was something I had to share with y'all, family, because I appreciate y'all. And I hope that it's yeah, I don't know, CP. I'm a little hurt, man. I'm a little emotional, man. I might go ahead and cry off camera a little bit. I can't let y'all see that though. I gotta be tough. Who's calling me? I'm about to get off in a second. They're good. But yeah, so we're gonna end it with that. We absolutely gonna end it with that. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are family. Anybody that's here that rocks out with us, y'all are absolutely family. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that type of stuff. Share this with somebody that you think would find it entertaining or learn something from, especially if you know like a criminal. I mean, I think we all know at least one. There's one criminal in all of our family that we know. We got one drug addict. Like, there's somebody in our family that's doing something they ain't supposed to do. At least, you know, let them know that there's a path forward to at least be good at their job and not end up, you know, hurting people, getting caught, going to jail, living the rest of their life. But most likely, I mean, the best thing to do is try to get them out of the criminal life altogether. But, you know, you can't make everybody perfect. But I got to get out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed lunch. The falafel wrap was really, really good. I'm actually going to have seconds. I'm going to have me another falafel wrap. I'm gonna have me another one. I'm gonna take one to go. I'm gonna take one of these to go. I appreciate y'all. Y'all are absolutely the best. I mean, look, we've been through a lot in life, right? And as we continue to go on, we continue to learn and get better. And that's all that I ever ask. I don't ever say we should come in perfect, because then there's no growth, there's no journey. But if we don't continue to get better, whether we're criminal or innocent civilian, we're doing nobody any justice and we're not making the world a better place. And that's my thing. I just want to make the world a better place when I'm not here than if I was. Thanks, y'all. Till tomorrow.